And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is a freshly shaven Cheebaloods, and I am here to talk about the new teases that we have received from NBA 2K22. My team, this dog outside, also wants to talk about the new teases. It is upset. I feel it as well. This is quite possibly the most underwhelming drop that we've received all year, and I know it's bad to kind of nuke my own hype before I even get there, but yeah. I mean, if you've seen the news, you know what it is. I would highly recommend going to get this Luka Doncic card right here because he's essentially just as good as the diamond that we got at the very beginning of the year. It's not that good, but it's an emerald. All of these cards have uses in some capacity. They really do, whether it be limited or just triple threat or just having these cards that you can use for fun. I highly recommend doing that. I'm not going to drone on about this, but Luka and Patrick Williams have been really solid. The golds are honestly better than the emeralds at this point, though. That's at least my theory on it. I feel that way. I don't know how you guys feel, but that's how I feel about it. First one, we got Bosh. Okay. Hear me out. Bosh is actually a tight one, right? Bosh is significantly better than we always give him credit for in 2K, and I feel like this year is no different. I feel like he is an incredibly good big man in this game. Now, I'm going to talk more in depth about it when I go over to 2KDB and kind of like predict/review the cards, but I'm actually kind of stoked about Chris Bosh. I really don't know what they did to his hair over here. This doesn't look like Chris Bosh's hair. I'm not actually sure what's going on his head right now, to be honest. That looks like a wig, but it is what it is. He'll end up having a shaved head player build anyway, because that's just how 2K gets down. Like, it's never accurate. I don't know. They put the hair up here. I don't know. It's like 2K. I don't even want to be like hater or anything, but like you could take a little bit less time focusing on the sweat. I promise no one cares about the amount of sweat on a player, and just focus just a little bit more on the hair. Just make the hair just a little bit more accurate, dial down the sweat animations. Like, just take like a couple beads of sweat out, just put them resources, over into the hair. That's all you got to do. Bosh will be good though, I think. And then we got Jimmy Butler. By the way, I didn't talk about it, but it's obvious. We got limited edition 4. Limited edition packs suck. I hate them, and they're going to be guaranteed box toppers with dark matters. Obviously, you can see with the yellow outline. So you're going to be able to get all 4 of the guys I'm showing here out of whatever box you want if you want to do that. I personally don't think any of them are worth it, but that's your own decision. Jimmy Butler's coming out tomorrow. I think he'll be really, really good. The problem is there's just so many elite 2 guards at this stage that it's just like really hard for me to say yes, absolutely you should go get Jimmy Butler. But that could all change depending on what dribble stakes they give him, because Jimmy Butler is a lockdown defender and he's always really, really fun to use at the end of the year. So it kind of remains to be seen. I mean, we could see like a juiced out Jimmy that's actually like a top tier shooting guard. It would not surprise me at this point, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Then we got Dame, which I just feel like no one's excited about Dame. I mean, shout out to 2K. If you're a Damian Lillard fan, this is the best year ever for you. Not only have we gotten like an absurd amount of Damian Lillards, they've actually been usable up to this point, which is kind of crazy. That's typically not the case in 2K. So that's good. A small fragment of the player base is definitely being rewarded for something. I look, realistically, if you're going to open a box and pick one of these players, this is the absolute last person you should be choosing. Just because there's so many decent point guards out there, not quite as many as like shooting guards, but at the same time, like I just feel like Caruso will bring you more than Damian Lillard would on current gen. Does that make sense? On next gen, he's still usable. Derrick Rose will probably bring you just as much as Damian Lillard, and is going to be a fraction of the cost, because these cards aren't going to be cheap. That's the thing, because the ones that you get from the box topper are non-sellable. So you have to rely upon the limited edition pack drops, which are some of the worst in 2K22 for sure. And then we got New York Mello, who can play the shooting guard. Now, people are upset about this, and I'll say 2 things. One, on next gen, he'll probably be a top tier shooting guard, like legitimately, because they're going to juice him up completely. And on next gen, Melo's release is not only usable, incredibly good, right? We've seen it with Alex English. We've seen it with a bunch of different Melo cards this year. So that's one thing. Number 2, I actually would not be surprised if they gave him like a completely different release, whether that be like base 3. I don't know. Honestly, I would be fine with like any release. that's not Carmelo's, just for the fact that I play current gen. You know what I mean? Um, Give him base 22. I don't care. Like, just give him something else. But it doesn't need to be base 3. It doesn't need to be Exum. It can just be like a mid tier release. Just whatever. As long as I can shoot from the corners, I'll be fine. Now, Mela is probably going to be expensive based solely on the rarity of these packs. And on current gen, absolutely rule it out. Not even remotely close to being worth it, right? Just because he can't shoot from the corners. And that really hampers so much in regards to this card, especially when I play him at the 2 guard. Like, or I mean at the small forward. At the 2 guard, he's fine, but it's still like just an unnecessary thing that's going to hurt the card's value. You know what I mean? It's just stupid. All right, Chris Bosh. Now, Bosh is very interesting, right? This Bosh was what? One of the first opals, I believe? One of them. I don't think he was the first, but one of the first opals that we received. And this card was really solid. Like, the Set Shot 7 is the same release as, like, Antonio Davis, which doesn't sound good, but this release was actually really nice. If they keep his release and put it on quick or very quick, I think Bosh will be fire. Honestly, the 77 upper is really good too. Shout out to my boy Charlie Villanueva. Appreciate that. Now, I'm assuming they give him at least fundamental dribble style, but I could see him with power too. But if he can dribble even a little bit, like if they give him shifty with just these dribble sticks, he'll actually be one of the best movement centers in the game. He already could stretch the floor. Like, this card already had Hoff limitless spot up and was sneakily like one of the best centers in the game at the time of his release, in my opinion. I think he might even offensively, he was definitely better than D-Rob, but that's just me. I mean, I'm assuming he's gonna have defensive badges. He'll have pretty much every badge in this game. It's not even worth trying to predict what badges a card will have anymore at this point, because they're pretty much gonna have every badge in the game. Just majority of them are gonna be on, right? So I think the badges he's not going to have are probably going to be like Hyperdrive, Quick Chain. I could see him having every one of the defensive badges, honestly. Chef would be another one that I think he might not have. So those are going to be the badges that you're going to want to add to him. But for the most part, he's going to be stacked. I'm not even going to talk about Damian Lillard. And the reason for that, I mean, I guess I'll just pull him up anyway. The reason I'm not going to talk about Dame is just that we've received a bunch of Dame cards this year already. Like, this one didn't come out all that long ago, about a month and a half ago. So, a month and 20 days, whatever, about 50 days ago. So, I mean, expect this card again, just with more Hoff badges, basically, right? I'm sure he'll have Hoff clamps for some reason and like Hoff Intimidator, or they'll keep all of the defensive badges gold and just up the amount of like Hoff playmaking badges he has. It doesn't really matter, honestly. Dame's Dame. Like, you know what you're getting with him already. If you're a fan of Damian Lillard, then you're going to like this card. That's just it. I like Dame's behind the back, obviously. I run Oscar Robertson like crazy. But it'd be cool to see him get Pippen behind the back, because that's just far superior, and we all know that. Mello. We just got this Mello not too long. I guess that was back in February. Yeah, felt like it was like sooner than that. Oh well. I mean, not much is going to change with Mello. He's going to have more playmaking badges on Hoff. He'll probably have a few Hoff defensive badges for some reason. All these shooting badges will be Hoff. Like, he'll have Circus 3s. He'll have Corner Specialist, even though he can't shoot from the corners, but whatever, 2K. He'll have Stop and Pop, all that stuff. And like I said, on Next Gen, he's going to be a top-tier shooting guard and small forward. Honestly, he'll be top tier at both. Really. Like, this card, when he came out, was like one of the better budget small forwards that you could run on Next Gen, straight up. And no one gave this card credit at all. I just feel like we all have Carmelo Anthony fatigue due to him not being able to shoot from the corners for the last 5 years, that like even when we get a Carmelo card, unless it's right at the beginning of the season, like, just no one cares, straight up. Like, this card came out to absolutely no fanfare, and he was really, really good. But once again, he's only really, really good on that one gen, and truly no one cares, honestly. Then we got Jimmy Butler. So I choose to use this Jimmy Butler because I think this one's a more accurate representation of what we're getting. Jump shot 22 on quicker, very quick. Definitely shifty dribble style. Kyrie's behind the back, which I think is fine. I personally would prefer a different one, but whatever. It's just me. This Jimmy is really, really good. I mean, the only downfall being that he plays power forward. So this one's obviously going to be an improvement. He's going to have all these defensive badges on Hoff. He's going to have a few more playmaking badges on Hoff, I would say, probably like handles for days and like floor general and stuff like that, probably. And then I think they do give him at least, I think he'll have at least gold limitless. No chef, though. That's my prediction. I think he'll have at least gold limitless, though. There's no possible way they throw a dark matter in here with no limitless at this point. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. It is what it is. Either way, I really don't think there's going to be a huge market change, but either way, let's go look at it. I think you have said either way like 6 times. But I just got off work. Leave me alone, okay? Right before I was recording this video, I went back and watched my NBA draft grades video that I did for funsies last year. And man, those aged poorly. Straight up. Comment down below and I'll give you the link. It did not age well. Let me tell you what. You know, I'm actually curious. I always wonder how many people actually make it to this point in the teaser videos. You know what I mean? Once we get past the actual news, how many people are here for the market talk? I would have to say at least 65% less, but regardless, it doesn't matter. I really don't think there's going to be that much of a change in the market due to these packs. I feel like these have generated probably the least excitement in at least months in regards to packs. I think the last time I remember people being like less excited was probably Iced Out 1, honestly. I feel like no one was stoked for Iced Out 1, or Maxed Out 1 was probably the last time people were that unexcited. Like, none of the major cards are going to suffer any sort of drop in price outside of maybe a slight drop in price just due to the fact that it's Thursday, right? Like, they could release pretty much dirt on Friday and it will cause at least some sort of drop just based on it being a Thursday. People aren't going to spend MT before a pack drop. That's just what it is, right? So, I mean, potentially you would be able to get these cards for a little bit cheaper. I mean, Blake Griffin would be the only one that I would say maybe will take some type of like price hit due to Chris Bosh, but I really just don't even think that's going to be the case. Like, someone like Zion's not dropping in price. I mean, there is really no cards that this is going to affect. If anything, it made the cards go up in price. Like, Jordan's like 200K more than he was yesterday. Like, yeah, there's less of him, but at the same time, like, Anthony Davis is like 10K more expensive right now. You know what I mean? No cards have dropped in price. Like, Danny Ferry's about the same. There's a lot of cards that stayed the same price, but no cards dropped in price. And I really don't foresee that being the case. Unless we see, like, some really ridiculous budget options tomorrow, which, judging by the past Signature Series packs, I don't believe that's going to be the case. I mean, if you look back at these packs, like, there was really no budget guys that were really incredible outside of Amethyst Kristaps. Like, he was really the only one. Everyone else has been so mid. I mean, there was 8 opals last time, and there's going to be 6 dark matters this time, which I think Grant Hill and Amari were the two that were in packs that you weren't able to get by opening boxes. I'm pretty sure they were only like randomly dropped from packs. So I don't know if the ones that are going to be like unattainable or only attainable from random drops in packs, like Grant Hill and like Amari, are going to be worth it. It'd be cool if they were Dino. That would be fantastic. I don't think that's going to be the case, but a boy can dream. Look, I just don't. There's just no other packs that suck this bad. I'm sorry. I know I'm killing my own like hype right now. I don't care. Like, if you've made it this far in the video, you already know who you're watching anyway. Like, it doesn't matter. These packs are trash. Oh, God. I mean, I would have to assume we're getting a Julie Serving relatively soon. I wouldn't be shocked to see it tomorrow. That would really save the set, honestly. I don't think Dr. J would be, like, the best card in the world, but that would really save the set if we were to see, like, Dr. J, or even for them to bring someone like Michael Beasley into the fold, which there's no way they would, but I can dream. I can dream. If we were to get like a big point guard, I think that would save the set a little bit too. But like I said, I don't know if that's going to be the case. I just wish they would have done Flash, honestly. I really do. Like, this is so trash. This ruined my whole mood. Just like yesterday when I tried to do my 420 special episode, and I couldn't even do it because 2K hasn't released enough people with cannabis convictions into the game. Very frustrating, at least ones that I could prove. I tried to make the all-cannabis squad. It didn't work out very well. I'm very upset about it. Like, I have some rumored guys, you know, quote-unquote 85% of the league smoked cannabis at one time, according to Steven Jackson. But, like, that's real vague. Okay, I don't know who that 85% is. I don't. I can say Luke Walton probably didn't. Tim Duncan will probably go up in price a little bit. I mean, if you want to pick him up now, you might be able to sell him for more tomorrow. I still think he's a top tier power forward. Apparently, I'm the only one, realistically. I just don't know who else we could be seeing in this set. It's just, I have no idea. These are so random. They don't seem to have any rhyme or reason to them, like ever. Like all the pink diamonds were from the same era, and 2 of them were from the same team last time, so I don't know. Like, were they all Western? Yeah, I mean, a lot of cards from the last set were, honestly, like from below the opals and stuff. These sets suck, though. Dunktober was more influential and long-lasting than these sets. You know what I mean? Like, at least that spawned a meme, granted one that I hate, but still, like, I just have absolutely no hype. But you know that's not going to stop your boy from ripping too many packs. So catch me tomorrow, and you know I'm going to be disappointed, even though I don't want the cards.